Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy midweek mosh pit here on a Wednesday. Thank you all very much for the support as well as the feedback on Sacred Heart Random Week. Some people are digging it, some people aren't, and that's just how it goes. So we'll see. We'll see what the general feel for Sacred Heart Random Week is. Again, it's not just going to be me giving myself Sacred Heart. It's going to be random characters with this Invicta randomizer. So don't forget about that. I think that some people are, it's kind of being lost on a few people out there. Here's your screenshot / art of the day. I'd consider it pretty much art. Sent in here by Dr. Porkenheimer. Great name, by the way, on the Invicta subreddit. Tyler, as a wild ghost pepper appeared. Now, I had to look at this for a second and figure out, I was like, what the heck is he, what is he talking about? And then I realized that the map looks like the ghost pepper sprite. And I don't know if I've ever seen a map resemble a sprite in the game, especially one so accurately. So thank you very much, Dr. Porkenheimer. Needs to be on a t-shirt, by the way, so we'll hop on in. Dr. Porkenheimer. Seed day is going to be Charlie 6 Kilo Whiskey, X-Ray Kilo Hotel, X-Ray. We got we got ourselves My Reflection and Red Candle, along with the Reverse Empress card, which is interesting because that does give us 2 HP, Red Heart HP that we can use for a double deal, or we can use it in like a sack room and give ourselves permanent HP upgrades. But the real story here is going to be the fact that we start with My Reflection, which is a very, very good item in certain situations. Now, it's one of those, I would consider it one of those, I don't want to say situationally amazing items, but there are times when it can kind of be your downfall. Particularly speaking when you're talking about stuff like Ipecac or any of the, something like Dr. Fetus, Firemind, anything like that, which is not necessarily the direct fault of My Reflection in terms of, if we're talking about strictly Firemind here, but you know, you have to be somewhat careful whenever you pick it up. Overall, though, for a start, it's not terrible. You can play around it. It comes right off the shelf with a huge damage upgrade, shot speed upgrade, the whole 9 yards. The only thing you have to worry about are the tiers turning around and boomeranging back at you, which is not that big of a deal, unless of course you're not ready for it. And let's go back and get that heart here after we get this golden poop, which is going to give us some more money, lots of money actually. So okay, and we get the petrified poop as well. Wow. Petrified poop, one of the top tier trinkets you can get at the start of any run, because there is so much poop everywhere. There's poop for days when you start off a run. But yeah, starting off with My Reflection is really not terrible at all. It's not torture. It's not like, oh boy, here we go type situation. It's a, yeah, we've got a good chance of building something good here. I do want to go back. I'll come back for this. If you're wondering why I'm leaving that there, I'm going to come back for it because obviously I don't want to damage a half soul heart, as that is going to be our only source of HP there. Unless we get another nickel here, then I'll just buy this one. I'll probably buy it anyway. Car battery is interesting here at the start. It has 0 synergy with Red Candle, but if we end up getting something like, say, Book of Shadows or an HP generator like Satanic Bible, or even the Book of Revelations, or even something like the Nail, car battery becomes very, very, very high tier. There you go. So good damage there. Finishing it off with the Fly Orbital. We do get a Tears upgrade and shot speed upgrade with Toothpicks. And I think I'm going to take a risk and actually take car battery over the just the single soul heart here. This is sort of a future-proof plan that I'm doing here. And I'm going to roll with just a half soul heart. That combined with the petrified poop, though, that should allow us to get some more money. And we can go back, hopefully in the next shop and the next floor, and get a soul heart or two. But right now, let's see what we're going to end up doing with My Reflection. Gonna go on to last week's question of the episode from last Wednesday, coming in from Lola Wicks, who says, question of the episode, what would you do to improve Missing No? How would you change it to make it worth taking for you, and or how could it be realistically changed by the dev team? It's a tough one because any adjustments that I would do, oh wow, it does shoot out 2 flames with car battery. Well, that let me surprised. I did not know that. But anything that I would suggest with Missing No would probably break the base functionality of the item. but I can attempt to try to make it better. I would say that let Missing No not be a toggle or anything like that, because you just might as well not even take it. I think that Missing No should have a chance to re-roll you instead of a guaranteed one, or you have some way to control whether or not you do. It would just be something like a passive D4 or something like that, or maybe you can work it into something akin to a Damocles type activation, where if you take enough hits, then Missing No starts to activate. But the benefits would be big, though. I mean, you would get to, if you do get Missing No and you start just re-rolling all over the place, you get to keep any transformations, regardless if you had them pre Missing No or you've rolled into them. I think that would be a very big benefit that you could enjoy some pretty powerful runs out of. But I like the idea of it proccing and saying, the more hits you take, the greater the chances that Missing No triggers, and to the point where it will max out, and eventually you'll get to the point where you are re-rolling on every single floor. But that's what I would do. But the benefit to that would be unlike if you re-roll with the D100 and D4, it would just go back to how it used to be in the golden days. With re-rolls and transformations, you can just roll into, like, say, the Guppy item or conjoined transformation or whatever have you, and that would be enough to keep. And Missing No, if you took it, will allow you to keep those transformations. I think that's a nice little compromise there. So, nothing that breaks the base functionality of the item. It would just make it a little bit more controllable and manageable. And it also, that kind of playstyle would also kind of lean towards the wackiness for players who really want to say, what, screw it, I'm gonna get Blood Rights, or I'm gonna get IV Bag and just start triggering it. That way I am re-rolling every single floor. Here's our 100% Devil Deal, by the way. Thank you, Stan. Let's go back and let's go find the shop, or not shop, the secret room. Super secret room's right there, so we found it. It was a long journey, but we made it. We've already been in the secret room. I guess we just going down. Now, to reply to Lulawitz's comment, Eugene said that make it add an additional passive item per floor. That is something I would also kind of be okay with if it maintained my proposal, which was that it wouldn't activate until after it has a certain chance to activate, up until you take, I don't know, 10 hits. Every hit you take has a 10% chance of it triggering per floor transition, up until the point of it's guaranteed to last, or to trigger every single time. So that would be neat if you could just passively gain passive items that you could keep until you took enough damage to trigger that threshold of Missing No, and then all bets are off after that. Lots of money in there, lots of bombs too, but unfortunately we have no keys. But stuff like that would be neat. I wouldn't be opposed to the item as much if I knew that, hey, we can still, if we play well enough, or if our stats are good enough to protect our HP, I'll be able to get guaranteed items per floor. Then it's up to me whether or not I choose to reroll if I want to take enough damage to trigger Missing No or something like that. Or if you want, I don't know why that dropped again. We picked it up, game. We shouldn't have gotten Rotten Penny again. Or make it to where it's a chance to re-roll you on the floor. So every hit that you take has a 50% chance to re-roll you, and then when you go to the next floor, that chance resets. Get our second Guppy item, despite us not having a Devil Deal. And there's those jostle physics that we love to talk about here. But in terms of Sacred Heart Random Week, I think that some people just assume I'm just going to give myself Sacred Heart and that's going to be it. I think that, first off, this stems from people who said that they do not like seeing the ultra challenging runs for Light Street goals all the time anyway. You know, let's do a fun like streak goal here and there. And this would be the first quote fun like streak goal that we've ever had in terms of a theme week. So, but there's also, I understand that some people don't want to see another theme week, especially those of you who just got done watching Missing No Week. Maybe you just want to see just a run, a Sacred Heart random run or two. That's also, again, it's all feedback. You know, I'm not somebody who just does whatever I feel like doing. I mean, the mosh pit is you guys and gals are the real power here to tell me what you guys want to see and what you don't want to see. Even those of you who are in the silent majority who don't post and don't make yourselves known, but you still like the videos and stuff, I can go off of that as metrics as well to say, okay, well, let's see which theme week is working or not. And they don't all have to be theme weeks either. It was just that Missing No Week was a very, very widely popular week. Now that the week has been allowed to kind of breathe and decompress a little bit, for people catching up on the VODs or you know, just processing it and really kind of getting in the mindset of it's an event that happened, which is what I want theme weeks to be. I want it to feel special. And yeah, a lot of people that were positive, more positive than I was expecting on Missing No Week. It does sort of interrupt the flow of our regular rigmarole of Isaac and Eden runs. Again, 90% of the majority of the people who watch the videos are only in it to watch Eden runs. That's it. Anything else that disrupts that is kind of it puts them off in a way, to the point of sometimes they just don't watch for an entire week, which I wish it wasn't like that, but you know, it is what it is. Some people are gonna like they're gonna watch what they like and not watch what they don't like. So, you know, as much as I love playing Path of Exile and Path of Exile 2 on stream, it's absolute murder on view counts and chat interaction. I mean, everyone just goes to sleep with the game. Right, baby. You know, and there's a fine line between something I feel like playing that day and something that, you know, people are it's just going to put people to sleep. I don't want to do that. I already put enough people to sleep here on YouTube. But YouTube specifically, you know, it's there's nothing that's ever set in stone with me. If there's something that people are just flat out just not enjoying or not feeling, they just don't get the general vibes of it and all, we can just switch it. It's no big deal. That's the whole reason why I changed from a 30-day like streak goal down to a 7-day like streak goal, so we can get those higher turnovers and try more fun stuff, you know, like a Sacred Heart week, for example. I think that, you know, there's no question whether or not we're probably going to win every single run with Sacred Heart, but the turd in the punch bowl there is you add this Invicta randomizer app and then all bets are off. Sacred Heart is obviously it's top tier. It's my second favorite item in the entire game and widely considered to be one of the best items in the game by people who don't even play Isaac, just because of the sprite and everything. People know what Sacred Heart is. But you know, that being said, having that fun factor mixed with a little bit of stank on it because we don't know what kind of randomizer characters we're going to get out of that, I figured that was a nice little balance of and type deal. You know what I mean, right? Sure you do. We get Dead Dove, which is going to give us Spectral Tears and Flying, which is great. We are flying through. No pun intended. We are absolutely flying through this run. I don't even know how. It doesn't even feel like we're going that fast. I think we just had good mapping, to be honest. And of course, our damage being good is also kind of helping a little bit. Our tears are good, and it's just that my reflection is so strong at the base level that it's hard to mess it up, unless if you pick up something like Ivikak or Dr. Fetus, etc., etc. Ace of Hearts here is going to turn everything into a heart. We can maybe turn into a soul heart. We didn't get it this time around. Dead Dove is going to be nice, though, for flying. It's not nice to see Isaac's face, though. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Isaac is just, it is what it is. It's a terrifying. Dead Dove is notorious for having one of the most terrifying, horrific faces in all of Isaac. Next to the Intruder, Cricket's head used to be really, really terrifying. Now it's just slightly terrifying. Steam sale. Steam sale is going to make everything in the shop appear to be half price. And not appear to be half price. It is half price. Take the blue map as well, so we're not wasting time and wasting bombs on guessing where the secret rooms and super secret rooms are. The secret rooms are just, they're so important on any given run. How many times have we seen the secret room come into play in a big, big way, saving us with a clutch HP upgrade or rock bottom or Genesis, stuff like that, R-key. You know, there's lots to be said about the importance of knowing where secret rooms are and getting in them as well. Yeah, give me Mom's Contact. I don't really want to deal with the slowing shots of Spider Bite. I like Spider Bite. It's just that sometimes I don't like Spider Bite when it actually slows enemy. It slows enemies, which makes their tiers mid-airs just start slowing down for no reason at all, and that can be a little dangerous and annoying. Red Candle's still doing a great job. I got to credit Red Candle as well for letting us just smoke through all this entire run. And with 17 cents, let's go check this super secret room first. Simpsons log. I mean, it's better than nothing. We did swallow the petrified poop from taking too much damage. Let's go back and check out the shop real fast. We still have plenty of time for boss rush, so no hurry. More movement speed would be nice. More damage would be nice. Our range is just ridiculous. We can hit to next week if we wanted to right now. Let us see what we got right here. Don't care about the half price key. I do care about Keeper's Sack, though. That is going to help us out with the damage and movement speed that I was just talking about. So, and we had School Bag as well. That gives us a big damage and range upgrade. All right, Keeper's Sack. It's getting down. It's getting close. We're only 8 days away from Christmas time, and Santa's been very, very kind to us. We've been on the nice list this year. Never naughty, always nice. It looks like it's paying off for us in Isaac. Come on, you gotta dodge that, dude. In my brain, I don't know why I perceive that as this is going to fall off and not hit us, but so I didn't bother dodging, and that was a very bad idea. No curses either. Kind of a surprise, I gotta say, but a pleasant one. I'm just gonna rule this side out real quick, because sometimes the item room likes to spawn up here, and throw us for a loop. This time around, it was not. I've had some people ask me an update on the voice acting stuff, and the truth is I have not heard anything from the game director nor the casting director in, at this point, a week and a half now. So I don't know I don't know what role I'm going to end up playing in this, or even if I'm going to get one. I hope so, but because it would be a little bit of a bummer. It would be a big bummer to have attended the workshops and done the readings with Brian and stuff, and for it to not lead to something on a official beginner level. But that's just how it works when you're talking about a competitive situation for something like voice acting. And I was really hoping that I was going to get some more guidance on what to do, but the game director, casting director, they're fielding dozens of other potential candidates. So yeah, so in other words, I have no new news on that front yet at the time of this recording. Now something may change by the time this video goes live on Wednesday, but for right now I have nothing. So we'll see. And if anything, it was just a learning experience, and It was something that I got to try anyway. And that's something that I definitely still want to pursue and make everyone proud for us. It just may not be the right time or the right opportunity. I'm not sure. I'm glad it does make me feel good. So many people are rooting for me, though. That is the type of support that I come to expect from everybody here in the mosh pit, and it's truly it does change a lot. It helps a lot in terms of perspective and everything, keeping you focused. We got a world card. Might as well just use it now. Yeah, our item room's way up there. Still have the Fool card. And right after we get Keeper Sack, we get a Super Greed Fight. So we only got one stat up from Keeper Sack, and that was it. A run that gave us a 0% chance to get a Devil Deal on 100% chance. A 0 Devil Deal on 100% Devil Deal chance on floor 2. And yet we still have 2 or 3 a Guppy. But our damage is going to quickly start falling off here if we don't address some issues with getting a tier effect or something like that. Now, we're not in trouble, of course. We've had way less damage, even in December, as good as the month has been. But it would be nice to get a little bit more, just a little bit more. Did find it funny that now that Sunday's video has been posted, people have been reacting to the turkey situation, the ongoing saga. It's quite funny. Oh, a little phantom shot there. Okay. Didn't he go in the item room? I'm gonna just fight Mom real quick. This gives us enough time to go into the secret room or into the Devil Deal if we get one, and boss rush. Now, there was something that happened a couple days ago that people were just freaking out about, saying that I missed seeing that the Devil Deal door was open. If you notice, if it's the run that I'm thinking of, oh, spin down with car battery. Oh yeah, and we have school bag too. Nice. If you notice on that run, if it's the run that I'm thinking of anyway, we got to the boss rush right at the 20-minute mark, and you have to make a decision. You can't go back and try to get into the Devil Deal after you beat Mom. It's either one or the other. And in that case, I elected to go into the boss rush room because that's exactly what we were trying to do, was get to boss rush. 8-inch nail, nothing too crazy here. I do want 8-inch nails. There's not really something else. I thought I turned you off, by the way. Yeah, I'm just gonna take 8-inch nails here. Even though this is gonna cause us some jostling issues, it's still okay. But anyway, people were saying that I wasn't paying attention or I just didn't care or whatever about the Devil Deal opening. No, I saw the Devil Deal open. It's just when it comes down to right after we beat Mom, the priority for me is getting into the boss rush. I need to see what's in here. And we wouldn't have enough time to go in here and check, come back out, and see if the Devil Deal still stayed open. And remember, the act of just walking out here, unless we have Goat Head, does not guarantee that the Devil Deal would stay open anyway. So if we have enough time, obviously I'll dip into the Devil Deal first, and as long as it's not 20 minutes yet, then we'll come in here and see what's in boss rush. But I just wanted to clarify that because people were getting fired up about it. Ah, there's our Curse the Blind. Ancient Nails gives us a much needed and much appreciated big time damage upgrade, though. Again, we just have to contend with the jostle physics going insane, as they do have a lot of knockback tied to their functionality. Really, laid a bomb there, thinking that there was a door there. See there, we're using Red Candle as a defensive measure again, and the fact that we're throwing out 2 flames now makes Red Candle a lot better, a lot closer to what it used to be. When it wasn't getting diminished by enemy projectiles and just consuming things to burn. Because there's a secondary fire that shoots out, and then, you know, you can use that for damage or for blocking, wow. Or for blocking shots. Okay, so by the logic of Isaac, in order for us to go northeast, we got to go south. That is what this is telling me here. Latchkey gives us a soul heart. Was a luck upgrade. Will not be partaking over here. And the game has completely canceled out any usefulness that we have with spin down because with Curse the Blind. Yeah, this is gonna be one of those ones. They definitely could argue that maybe going to Hush for a strategic Hush play with Keeper's Sack would be in the cards. And I think that there's probably some truth to that. Especially with Spin Down Die, we get to have 4 item pedestals, not including the shop, to roll through. But are we tough enough to take down Hush without dying first? That's the big question there. And as this judgment takes more and more money, and I'm less and less inclined to do so here. History Sack, which is gonna drop a random pickup. Mom's heals, and no clue what these are turning into here. And we could full send it here with Spin Down and just see, but I Curse the Blind. You win this 4 game. All right. So, judging off of the super secret room placement, it looks like we need to be going to the northeast again. But the question is, will there be a path over there? My God. My God? In? There he is. Had a catch and pin on the backswing there with my reflection and the 8-inch nail. That's the thing that you have to worry about. Remember, I was talking about the knockback of it. Because of the boomerang effect that it does, it has a tendency to push things towards Isaac. That can sometimes lead to some discomfort when you're dodging. Now it sounds like it's it sounds like a side effect of a prescription. Some users may experience discomfort using my reflection. Wow, he took a full blast from Dry Baby and just kept on firing. Sometimes those champions are boss levels of strong with their HP. Now a spin down die, you would think that we would have a better than usual shot at getting Guppy, especially with us being 2 of 3. 45 cents. I don't know. I'm thinking about a strategical Hush kill here. We didn't get a Devil Deal, so that makes my decision for me. Why not, you know? We didn't get Curse the Blinded, so let's see. See if Spin Dizzle can pull some magic here. A red candle is also kind of a big part of why I decided to do this. Ugh. There's the tower. Oh, if we get one more full charge, we can get 9 lives, and that'd be our Guppy transformation. And we don't get a full charge, but there is Sharp Plug, which will give us a full charge. So we are going to be able to get Guppy once again. Man, oh man. December just keeps it up with the Guppy transformations. See if we can roll into anything else here. There's a Tinted Rock. There's a second Tinted Rock. Wow. Oh, it's a double Tinted Rock at that. Holy moly. D-Twanky, or the D-Twizzle. Oh, hooking us up and helping us out. It's a big time play, son. Small Rock, which gives us another nice damage upgrade, although it does kill our movement speed a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a whole lot. But now that we've gotten Guppy, courtesy of Spin Down Die, we can successfully say that we got Guppy without ever getting a Devil Deal. Or at least not finding it in a Devil Deal anyway. And that is something that you don't see too often. And we should try to buy other things in the shop here just to get more stats, if we can. I did not mean to do that. That is one thing to be careful about when you do have Sharp Plug, is just don't... When you have something, when you have an active item that fully recharges on its own in rapid succession, you can still accidentally tap Sharp Plug, and it will cause you to take damage. Wow, that... I don't think I've ever seen a projectile last that long on the screen without being slowed. Right there, I'm not trying to do that. It's a little too quick on the gun there. Big damage, big damage. If we had Backstabber or even piercing shots would be nice. This is a wild place to be in right here with this crossfire. Try to get a little bit more space. We're doing a decent amount of damage there with Orange Candle. Fast hitting and slow moving effects like fire will not ignore Hush's boss armor, but it will make it seem less effective because we are hitting so often. There we go. The only hit we took was that one really weird yellow shot right here, and then accidental uses of Sharp Plug. And I think we just buy this for the stats here, get a range upgrade, a slight movement speed upgrade, damage, and more range. Let's put some money back here, and getting Guppy without a Devil Deal is, or at least finding it not inside of a Devil Deal, is pretty remarkable. You really don't see that too often, so it's very, very telling of what we've been seeing this month. What's the D-Twizzle turn to? Little Gertie? Come on down, Little Gertie. We love having you here. A kid favorite of the mosh pit right there is little Gertie. Come on, little Gertie. How about that? Papa Victor just got back from a international trip. He was showing me pictures, but I had to let him know that I was recording. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only person in the world who isn't big on traveling, and I really don't travel a lot. You know, it would be nice to go some places every now and then, but I'm just not a big trip taker, you know. I don't sleep very well on the road, in a hotel or whatever. You know, you gotta deal with other people, and that's kind of what made this job easy for me, and still doesn't. I laughingly say job because of the fact that I don't want to take vacations. It's hard to take vacations as a YouTuber, but also I just kind of don't want to. It's easy for me just to stay home and be like, yeah, we got to get some work done, get a stream going, let's eat and go to bed. You know, there's a certain routine to it that's very comfy, which could be good and bad. Wow, another double tinted rock. I don't know how that fire is not hitting Loki. I think about you. So double tinted rock's right there, by the way. If I absolutely hated this job, or if it felt like a job, I would like to get away from it every now and then. But even on a day that I was supposed to take a day off and just not record anything, which was Sunday, I still ended up working anyway. I made the Mega Bonk update video, and it's tough when you're a workaholic like I am. It's tough just to not do anything. I feel like if I'm not working, I'm falling behind. I'm wasting time. Like, I have so many more things that are important to do right now than just sit here and do nothing. And that's probably more bad than good. Learning how to take care of yourself, learning how to relax and that sort of stuff, and find time to just kind of chill is something that I've never really been good at. Just because I am so accustomed to just working all the time. I feel kind of useless if I'm not recording or streaming or doing something. And one thing that is nice about the Sharp plug with Spin Dizzle is that obviously if we get something that really is truly potent, we can roll into it with our HP. And with us having 9 lives, us wiping on this run is pretty much an impossibility. Darkness. And there's C-section, speaking of Damocles. Worm Buddy. I wouldn't mind C-section. It would allow us to get away from the downside of the knockback from the nail. 8-inch nail, that is. And plus, C-section is just very, very strong in general. So I'm going to try to see if we can get that. I don't want to use Sharp Plug right now, even though we definitely could. Well, didn't realize I hit the control key, so let's go back and use it now, I guess. Ooh. Hang on a second. Get mystery gift. Let's see what this turns into. That didn't take off too many. There we go. I'm going to take Orphan Socks, too, because we really, really need to get some movement speed here. Trisagion, I think it's overwritten. I think Trisagion is overridden by C-Section, I believe. So C-Section now, our damage is just going to be sick, nasty, crazy. And then you combine that with us having Guppy, and yeah, we're sitting pretty here at the top. Okay, so supposed to go north, but not exactly sure where to do that game. An Eternal Heart here. And we really have slowed down after a breakneck speed of the early game, making boss rush easily. Now sitting at almost 40 minutes. But you know, showing you just the necessity of having the external information mod. By the way, I did speak to Zombolis. They believe they have fixed the missing no bug issue with the internal information panel. And I was not told when a fix would be happening, but they said that he said that they have fixed it. So that will be in you know, whenever the next update is for Repentance Plus. Which is good. I'm glad that you know, with all these runs being recorded, I have something to just point back to. I can DM him and say, "Hey, this happened here. Take a look." Whenever you can, of course. And I never demand from anybody. Oh my God. Man was not entirely sure what physics were for a moment there. There we go. Let's blast through a victory lap. Come on now. Second seed, Delta 8, Mike 8, Tango, Charlie, Foxtrot 4. I feel like Keeper Sack really did not get a chance to shine on that first run. Let's see if we can do it one better. There's also a dice room here. No. That was an absolute no-go there. I mean, Hive Mind, we could have double red candle. I'm actually going to get the Book of Secrets just so we have some kind of mapping. And there is another full charge here. We should go find the item room first, though. Save myself some time here, or not. Okay, babies, you gotta settle down. You gotta let me place this bomb here. I'm trying to save time here. Thank you. Brother. Thank you. Okay. Alright. Ernie, you okay? You're just rocking out over here. Well, there's my reflection again. We can also get Spoonbender, which I'm definitely down for. Am I being lazy with our full charges? Yes, I am. But we are pretty powerful with 9 lives. There's no reason for me to really obsess over making sure that we have optimal HP right now. We have enough damage to protect ourselves. We've got Guppy, like I said, so there's not really any urgency to be too stingy with our sharp plug usage. If it means it's going to save us time to have to go all the way back to the item room or wherever room. Velocity of these babies shooting out are quite impressive. Blue cap I will take for the tears up. Shot speed down, more importantly. You know what? Let's go alt path. We haven't been to alt path in a while. And we have Spin Dizzle. Curse the Blind. This better not be Jupiter. Uranus? Okay. Frozen Wastes of Uranus. Obviously with Curse of Blind, we're just gonna head on down here. Not even gonna worry about the item room. We're doing so much damage, though, that the freeze effect from Uranus is applying immediately. So it's like instant executions here. Speedball's great. What is this? Satanic Bible. A Satanic Bible and car battery. That's the combo that we were talking about now. I don't think it gives us unlimited HP if I use it with Sharp Plug, but almost. It's close. How much HP from 0 charge? Yeah, so it uses 3 HP total, so we're not quite at unlimited status. Mosh Pit still enjoying Ball Pit, which I'm really excited about because there's so much more left in that game. I have a okay, C-section babies. Y'all need to just seriously just chill. I do have another game for a possible series that I've been wanting to play and thinking about playing for a little bit now, since the game has gotten some updates. I'm going to be vague and cryptic about it for now. But more new games are in the works for series and stuff. I'm always looking to add in more games to the channel. Always good to have a nice spread of games that people may not have heard about, or maybe you're curious about, and something that I'm curious about as well. Don't remember if we've used Satanic Bible yet. SMB Superfan's great. We take SMB Superfan, gives us all the all stats. Let's go back into the boss room and fight real quick. Min is Min dead. We didn't. We don't need a Tears upgrade though, is the thing. Let's go check the shop. Remember, we do have Keeper Sack, so any more damage we can get, the better. Even though we're already doing a lot of damage, remember, damage upgrades are still going to be scaling with our Hive Mind and Guppy Flies combo. So even tiny upgrades like 0.3 is a massive help. A big push on our DPS. There's the mirror. We got to go get the knife piece. I do not remember where the white fire was. There's... Hi, baby. I think that we are easily strong enough to go be capable to take down the extra boss here, especially when we know it's Min Min. Yep. Use the Satanic Bible now because we've already gotten the boss item from the first one. This one will just be an extra bonus item we can get, and it's free anyway, so we'll get the nail. I'm actually going to stick with the nail. It may seem a little weird, but I like not having the Satanic Bible because it doesn't have to... with this combo, we still get at least a soul heart. We get a damage... excuse me, a damage upgrade as well. But the bonus is that we don't have to worry about our boss item being replaced by a Devil Deal item, which is not necessarily great all the time. But for a run like this, it's not that big of a deal. We could go down to the depths, but we'll stick to Alt Path. And Curse the XL. Which would be the reason why you wouldn't want to go... you wouldn't want to stick with Alt Path on in Mines 1. But c'est la vie. This run's been good, but it's been just a little hint of trolliness here. So we can fly, which means we can just go get the second knife piece immediately instead of having to go find the yellow buttons, which I do not want to do on an XL floor especially. Second Tenant Rock we've seen there on the Mother run. Not that we can blow them up anyway, but it would be funny if you could actually fight Mother like this. If you use the knife to actually kill her. Again, golden rule about the Mother run. Send her in the opposite direction that you need to go. We got to go left, so we send her right. We got to go down, so we got to send her up. If you hold by that, you will have no problem getting through here hitless. With the occasional wonkiness that if she bounces off something or she catches you through a door transition or something like that. You use this bomb to blow the key across. Get a little bit more umphier, Josh Allen. Okay, well, we made it, but not quite there yet. There we go. So that right there, she's not supposed to be able to track you through a door like that. She's supposed to wait, but she doesn't. Like I said, outside of the weird door happenstances that the game just feels like doing every now and then, if you adhere to that rule, you should never ever really have to worry about getting hit by her. But it does happen to the best of us. It's just impossible to lay a bomb when you have my reflection. So now we're gonna play the where is the item room game. Honestly, if I could drop my reflection, I would. There's one of them. And there's Botfly, which does... Doesn't Botfly turn to death certificate? Or does it skip because of car battery? I think it skips because of car battery. That is brutal there. Ooh, Neptunus, though. I do want Neptunus here. Does it get overridden by C-section? No, but it doesn't... It does give us an increased tears rate, it seems, anyway. Stigmata, or Blood of the Martyr, and glitter bombs. Blood of the Martyr's fine. It's just a damage upgrade for us here at this point. The Botfly spin down interaction is the only one that I really remember. But having car battery does ruin it, and that's a little bit of the danger of taking spin down with car battery or vice versa. You just have to be aware that there are some synergies you're just going to flat out, or some items you're just going to flat out miss because of the item ID stuff. That can be a little frustrating, but on a winning run, who cares? Basically just waiting to throw the bomb right before it blows. There we go. Excuse me? Pretty sure I already did that game, but, you know. All right. Get rock bottom. Definitely will take rock bottom here. Now, what's nice about this is that with us having rock bottom, the nail effects that we get, any stat ups are going to be permanent here. We have enough money to roll through the shop as well. Let's go do that. No reason not to here. If you're enjoying this extended run, everyone, and you'd like to support the channel, kindly consider clicking the like button. If you're new here, click the subscribe button as well. It's great to have you here in the mosh pit. And we're going to look for some more, maybe some tarot cards to get some cheeky, easy stat ups. Again, we should be buying stuff. Soul Converter, might as well use it. We've got plenty of soul hearts here. Our stats cannot go down, so it's going to be a while before we'll see any results with Keeper Sack. Contagion wouldn't be too bad. Eye of Belial would be amazing too. Where are you? Devil Car, look at that. Big 7 damage upgrade there. Contagion. I think this is going to cost us a little bit too much HP to get Eye of Belial. Eye of Belial is good, but it's probably not worth dying for. Yeah, Mom's Purse. I mean, we're not really carrying trinkets anyway right now, but sure. A golden burnt penny. Not gonna D4 this, so especially with us having rock bottom, which is obviously a secret room item, and there's always the danger. You know which danger I'm talking about. Pills, we no longer have to worry about pills being stats down because we've got rock bottom. The Joker card we're not going to use because we already know it's a Krampus fight, so but a very strong floor indeed. Very, very good floor. And with this amount of damage that we're talking about here, you know, it's not new levels yet, but we're starting to get kind of up there a little bit. If we can align all of our guppy flies and C-section babies to all hit at once, it could be some pretty impressive damage output. I think it's quite remarkable that we end up getting Guppy without even trying. That's how generous December has been for us. I figured there was nothing down here, but I just wanted to look. You never know. If we had Spelunker Helm or something like that, it would make it a little bit easier to know. Or just have any kind of mapping. We're on the right path or not. Well, there's Mega Bean. Also, Forget Me Now. What is this? Oh, we have any money. Foolish me. Mission card. Eh. There's 2 Joker cards here, so not a huge deal if we use one of them. It's just a free port to the Devil Deal, basically, is all it is. Pills, identify them, shot speed ups, definitely something we do not need, especially now that we have Continuum. I mean, planting bombs was hard enough. Now it's going to be pretty much impossible. Haven't really been needing the nail here either, which is good. That's a good problem to have. Okay, we got there. I'm going to take the Rotten Hearts because it does give us more attack flies. And since they're augmented by Hive Mind, this should be a no-brainer here. I should be using the nail as well, because that will increase our damage floor. And Genesis is not something that I want to do, but Birthright is, though. Birthright definitely appeals to me more, because this will give us even more item pedestals to try to roll with Spin Dizzle. And they are not great. I was trying to get to Athame, but I'll just take the HP. Doesn't really matter. We're still strong here. For Babylon, I do want... We could... Oh, man, if we can get Skinny on Mushroom, but Brimstone there, too, though. There's no guarantee that we can get back in the Devil Deal here. If we use Spin Down Die, we are going to die. We don't have to worry about the damage down of Skinny on Mushroom with Rock Bottom, though. So the question becomes, do we want Brimstone, or do we take Skinny on Mushroom? We're going to take Skinny on Mushroom. He gives us more of a base tiers upgrade, and Brimstone would basically be doing almost the same thing. It just would be firing out C-section babies in bursts instead of just being constant. And really, given the fact that we have we've got Hive Mind and the damage that we do, and we're Guppy, we don't have to really worry about having Brimstone that much. Turns us to another 9 lives. We really wanted it. Hermit card and Emperor card. Nice. You're seeing the burst damage here. Nope. Try again. Ooh, wow. Curved Horn's going to give us a base damage upgrade that, again, is permanent. Oh, thank you, Horf. Well, we accidentally found the item room here, and Camo Undies, speaking of the run imitating art, there you go. Ghost Pepper. Just need one more charge on the Spin Dizzle. Actually, no, we can take it right now. Take that back. There we go. Down goes Mom. We get the Polaroid invincibility. Esau Jr. again, which we could get Isaac's Tomb, but I'm not overly concerned with it. Boss Rush. First Eye. Yeah, it's not great. Not great. I think we can do without. There we go. There goes Mom's Heart. Still have plenty of HP we can draw from. We have Ghost Pepper now, which is going to be great for DPS. And I don't think that even Mother is going to be able to stand too long against this. Not that our damage is super impressive here. It's impressive for sure. What would really kind of put this into the upper echelon of runs would be if we had a massive amount of tears rate. And a higher tears rate, like a godlike tears rate, would be incredible. I don't know what's going on in this room, but I don't like it. Oh, what am I doing? We can't even get in there. It was a powerful run through and through here. It's always good to have just a good run every now and then, you know? Spin Dizzle, of course, was the MVP. I don't think anyone's going to argue with that. Spin Dizzle making it happen. Getting us the big-time rerolls that we wanted. You can try to grab me, but it's not going to work for your game. It's the equivalent of Orga deciding to put Godzilla in its mouth, thinking that, oh, I'm just going to be able to swallow Godzilla. No, it's not going to happen. Good luck with that, Orga. Don't know what I'm talking about, by the way. It's from the movie Godzilla 2000. It was the Toho follow-up to the disastrous 1998 Godzilla Matthew Broderick movie, which was not one of my favorite movies. It would have been just a fine monster movie, but the problem is they called it Godzilla, and that's really the big thing about that movie. If your monster can be beaten by planes and beaten by missiles, then guess what? You're not the indestructible king of the monsters. No matter what title you put on yourself, it ain't gonna be Godzilla. And that iguana couldn't even breathe fire. That was one of the biggest disappointments, man. Expecting to see a crazy awesome new age Godzilla, and you get that. It's not the worst thing ever put on film, obviously. It's not like The Last Jedi or something like that, but it's pretty bad, especially if you're a diehard Godzilla fan like I am. It's not a fun watch, the cringy watch. I also think I believe that it's free on YouTube. I don't think it's public domain, but I actually think it is free. We get trolled by the Super Secret Room. I think we did. Yep. Show did. Thank you, Super Secret Room. There's a lot of great movies that are free on YouTube, just straight up free. Fifth Element's probably the biggest one that I can think of. That feels like you're ripping off somebody. It's so good. Fifth Element being for free, Godzilla's free. So we are going to get the dub here and just absolutely smash Mother. And she is not going to have a fun time against this. Try baby. Look at the constant flies there. Yep. Down goes Mother, and that's going to do it, everybody. No delirium today. I think that we've gotten our fill here of that run. But man, Spin Dizzle showing up when it did, and getting us some clutch rerolls, especially getting us Guppy when we didn't even get it out of a Devil Deal, is unusual but awesome. It's like it's getting a nice early Christmas present, you know. That's what this run felt like. So thank you for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you click the like button, leave a comment down below. Remember, 2,000 likes gets us on the like streak counter. Also, of course, taking feedback on the new like streak. I'm always open to ideas and compromise. So if you don't like it, hey, propose something else. Maybe we'll take it up on your offer. So thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great midweek here in the Mosh Pit. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like, thanks to patrons of mine like Ionis Z, Wyatt Sipes, Greg Davis, and Candela. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of the next episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.